Hey everyone, Brian Zane here with my picks for this Saturday's big Summerslam event happening in Nashville, Tennessee. It's going to be a big weekend there in Music City for wrestling, and I can't wait to be part of it with StarCast, but I've said enough about that already, so let's just dive right into the predictions here. Beginning with a match that was made earlier this week, it's a no DQ match as the Mysterios take on the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest. The way I see it with this matchup here, first of all, no DQ means we're going to get some kendo sticks and maybe some chair spots. But because it's the no DQ rule, I think one or both things are going to happen, either to be part of the finish or whatever happens after the bell. I think that somebody new will join the Judgment Day to put three guys in the group, and or Edge is going to come back and help the Mysterios. We've been seeing these vignettes for weeks where it's very clearly the harbinger of Edge's return, all these different things he's walking by that have to do with like people he's feuded with over the years. And of course, he was written off because he was kicked out of Judgment Day. So it makes sense to me that he would show up here in some capacity. Again, either he's going to contribute to the Mysterios winning, or he'll show up at the end. And kind of a similar vibe where either the third man of the joining the Judgment Day will help them win, or it will come afterward. I think if I have to pick a winner, probably the Mysterios. The Miz takes on Logan Paul in a bit of a follow-up to what happened at WrestleMania earlier this year. And now, of course, Logan has been signed that long-term deal with WWE to be a superstar, to be a wrestler. So we'll be seeing more of him, I'm sure, in the months to come. But how is this match going to go with The Miz? I feel it could go one of two ways. I feel that The Miz could just, put over, make Logan Paul look good, but ultimately just, win the match. But also, he's the kind of character who could lose 100 times. It doesn't really matter. So I think he'll do well to put over Logan Paul, because Logan had a really good showing at WrestleMania, and I think with more training and more experience, he could be a lot of fun to watch. So maybe a one-on-one match with somebody who is kind of like a chameleon in that they can work with just about any style in WWE right now and just about any level. I think that that's going to be a really good matchup that we're going to see here. So tough to pick. If I had to pick one thing, I guess I'm going to go with the easy celebrity winning, so Logan Paul. Bobby Lashley defends the U.S. Championship against Theory, who is Mr. Money in the Bank, but who has won exactly this many matches since winning the briefcase last month, which is historically that happens with the briefcase holder. They tend to go on losing streaks or lose a lot of their matches so that when they eventually do cash in and win, like, wow, it's an even bigger shock that this fucking loser won the big one. Wow, it really helps them so much. So I think we're going to get more of the same here. I believe Lashley is going to, beat Theory here and retain the championship. Again, Theory's in a place where he's going to lose some matches because you want that really drama and intrigue. But as far as will he cash in later on, we'll have to wait and see what I think about predictions-wise where things are going to go with that. Undisputed tag title match as the Usos take on the Street Profits. And the big twist is that Jeff Jarrett is going to be the guest referee for this match. Why is there a guest referee? Why is it Jeff Jarrett? Who really knows? But either way, Jarrett's going to have himself quite the busy weekend. He's reffing a match on Summerslam on Saturday, wrestling Ric Flair's last match on Sunday. What a busy life that man leads. Anyway, this match again has the potential to be really exciting, kind of a show stealer. But because Jarrett is the referee, I sense there's going to be some kind of mischief or some bullshit happening with a guitar in this thing. Why Jarrett's in this thing where he has nothing to do with the Usos or the Street Profits, and also not a name I would really consider when thinking about like big tag team wrestlers in WWE. Like, yeah, he was a tag team champion, but that's kind of like saying, The Rock was a tag team champion. Doesn't really matter the grand scheme of things. So as far as who's going to win this one, I think the obvious answer is going to be the Usos. They're not losing the belts as long as Roman Reigns is in no danger of losing his championship. So I think that's going to stay true here. But yeah, we might see Jeff Jarrett El Kabong somebody, who really knows. But besides that, I don't know why he's involved in the match. Pat McAfee gets back in the ring to take on Happy Corbin. I do love the history these two have together. The little nugget of trivia that these two were teammates and roommates as Indianapolis Colts players for a brief time in like 2009. So again, it's crazy where wrestling takes us. This should be another fun match. Pat McAfee is really solidified himself as kind of an attraction player in WWE right now. He's the golden voice on commentary, and he can also wrestle and have a fun match as well. So So he's kind of the complete package, I think. It's kind of a perfect match here. So I think in Corbin, he's a flexible guy. He can work with a lot of different baby faces, different styles, and he's kind of bulletproof along with The Miz, where he can, be universally hated, lose a million matches, but still keep coming back for more, and people are going to be there for it. So kind of a toss-up here. I wonder if they want to kind of expunge from the record that Mr. McMahon was the last person to beat McAfee, and they'll have Corbin win here in some kind of sneaky way. Gosh, you know what? I'm going to say Corbin wins this one. I think it's going to be kind of an upset. He'll find some really dirty way to win. Maybe he'll even have a new bodyguard or a second man in his corner to help him win. Who knows? But yeah, I think it'll be a fun match, but I wouldn't be surprised if Corbin picked up the win here. Bianca Belair puts the Raw Women's title on the line against Becky Lynch. It's a rematch not just from this past WrestleMania, but also from last year's SummerSlam in Vegas, the infamous 27-second match that began Becky Lynch's run as a heel. I think this one will hopefully go longer than 27 seconds. I'm sure they will allude to it or tease it in the beginning, opening seconds of the match. But I think that with this one, I think Bianca should win. I think she should win the series and just make it really definitive. I think that Becky Lynch and these two together have done all they can together after this matchup. And I think that it'd be silly for Bianca to lose it again 2 SummerSlams in a row to Becky Lynch. I think Becky's in that position where she's in such this upper echelon and she's got so much clout on the upper tier of the women's division now, where she can, be putting other ladies over and kind of like give it back, so to speak, and still be given that dignity and that respect because of just the way she presents herself and the way she's also presented. So I think that this is going to be another good matchup. I think Bianca's going to win and retain, and I hope after this that these two kind of split for a while and go their separate ways and just do other angles, especially for Bianca. Liv Morgan versus Riggedy Rowdy Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's Championship. This one, kind of a toss-up for me. I can definitely see kind of the Cinderella story for Liv being extinguished really quickly and Ronda just kind of winning it back and really asserting maybe a official heel turn and just kind of like really cranking that up for a bit. But I mean, Ronda in this second version of her coming back, I don't think it's been quite the, the spark for the women's division that the last one was. This one feels like she's just kind of there now, not so special anymore. I feel that her regaining the belt would just kind of be a step backward for the SmackDown division right now. So I think that Liv should retain this one. It's going to be a scrap. It's going to be interesting to see how she will overcome that, but I do think that Liv should win this one and retain. The main event scheduled to be a last man standing match for the Universal WWE Championship as Roman Reigns defends against Cowboy Brock Lesnar. I'll tell you what, I really hope that they're serious when they say this is the last time they're wrestling each other, because I'm kind of sick of it. Now, I like Roman individually, I like Brock individually, but whenever they seem to square off, except for a couple of fleeting moments of brilliance here and there that keep you apparently coming back for more, I hate them both so much when they wrestle each other. Just they bring out the worst in each other and the worst in like of their type of match, I think. And so yeah, except for a couple of moments where, oh my gosh, that was neat, it's like, why are we still doing this? I'm really hoping this is the last time. But hang on, there's a twist I haven't really talked about. Now, Seth Rollins and Riddle was a match that's been postponed due to a kayfabe injury to Riddle. So why would they pull that match? What's Seth Rollins to do for SummerSlam? Now, there's one of two things that could happen. I think he could be, having an open challenge and some new person maybe debuts and fights him. It could be, or the return of somebody. Hey, I'm just going to throw this out there. Maybe Bray Wyatt comes back and beats Seth Rollins. I just throwing it out there. That's totally wild theory. I'm not committing to that at all. That's his name I thought about. But it could be him fighting like a mystery opponent like that. The rumors are maybe it's Goldberg for one more match. Who knows? I hope to God not. But here's another thought. Maybe just because we throw Seth Rollins into this match with Reigns and Lesnar. Now, I think that means you can't make it last man standing anymore, but why not just for the heck of it? Because they can do this. Why don't we just have it be a triple threat match for the championships? In a repeat of WrestleMania 31, Seth would win that match, becoming the new champion, only to be cashed in upon by Theory, which Theory would then win the belts. I know, that is the darkest timeline thought, but man, if you want this new creative era of Triple H to start off with the bang, why not go for the gusto? Why not just go balls to the wall? But that's the crazy ass, wild ass bet. If we're doing the safe bet, and Seth Rollins has nothing to do with this matchup, and Theory's not involved here, I don't think he's going to be involved if it's just Roman and Brock one-on-one, and when it comes to that match, one-on-one, I got to go with Roman. happen. There's no reason to give the belt back to Brock at this point. Nothing else he can really do with it. And, Roman is just kind of the guy right now until further notice, until Cody comes back, basically. And we're just going to be in this holding pattern. But those are just my picks, folks. What do you think is going to happen at SummerSlam on Saturday? Let me know in the comment section below. I look forward to seeing what happens at the show. I might be able to get a review out this weekend when I'm in Nashville, but I can't commit to that. I can't promise it. I have no idea what my Saturday night's going to look like. So in the event that I can't watch and review SummerSlam this weekend, I will get the review out for you sometime later next week. But until then, folks, I'm Brian Zane, and I'll see you next time.